If you've ever told yourself that you'll start tomorrow, but didn't, you're going to absolutely love this. I used to wait for the perfect time to work out. And I would get home from work and I'd try to get motivated and tell myself, I need to calm down. Now, I was a teacher, full-time job, and it took me, and it was about an hour commute each way to and from work. So getting up and doing morning workouts what seemed out of the question. I used to tell myself I'm not a morning person, no time for doing that. So if I was going to exercise, it would be in the evening. So I'm going to share with you just kind of like how 15 minutes just really transformed things for me, because here I was at a point where I was under the impression that I needed to get in an hour workout. That's kind of where I grew up. An hour workout was kind of the sweet spot. And I was I was really out of shape, overweight, overwhelmed. And for years, I told myself I was going to get into shape. And then I'd start and dabble a little bit, and then I'd fall off and drift off course. And each year get a little bit heavier, a little bit more sluggish. And it was about, I think I was turning right around, let's say 38 years old, knew that 40 was on the horizon for me. And so I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it's too late in life for me to get in shape. Now, I know you've heard some of these stories before if you've tuned into my podcast, but here I was, this whole 15-minute thing was a big turning point for me, because I was about to, I started looking at how can I simplify my exercising, because if I went to a gym and got a gym membership, I found myself getting mad every time I got the bill for the gym membership that I rarely ever used because I came up with an excuse, and I know that's on me, but I was putting the blame on, oh, they just try to get you. They just try to show, put you in a subscription that you don't need, and then they just take your money. That was my mindset at the time. So I'm like, how can I make this easier? I'll work out from home. Now, I bought some equipment maybe a few years earlier that was kind of, it worked on some cables and stuff like that. Kind of like one of those, I'm drawing a blank on the name of the company that did the Select Tech sort of things, but I think they had an elaborate gym system. Well, I had a knockoff of that, and it didn't work. So it became an elaborate dust collector, and I was feeling guilty that I spent money on that. You can see a pattern here, right? So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do these workouts on my own, in private, through a VHS tape. Yes, it goes back that far. And I was still finding myself not showing up for the exercising. I would drive home on that commute. I would negotiate with myself like, yeah, maybe I'll make up for it on the weekend, or no, today's a cardio day. Maybe I need to recover. And I would just negotiate with myself to never get started. And I'd be, I got this big to-do list. I've got all this stuff. And I would give my power away to external circumstances. So I'm getting to my 15-minute thing. So I'm like, man, there you are again. I'm on this commute, and I'm having a big epiphany saying, here you are again, trying to talk yourself out of exercising. Yet you say you want to get in shape, you want to lose the beer gut, you want to lose some weight, and you've been really good at talking yourself out of it. You've been really good telling yourself you can't. What's the deal here? Is it really the workout? Well, I was out of shape, but was it really that? And I realized it was starting the workout I was struggling with. And so I'm like, how can I make starting easier? Here's my little 15-minute trick. You can test this out and try it yourself. Now, some of you might be going, hey, I'm all in for the hour workout. It's all or nothing for me. That's fine. I realized that if I was going to be consistent, I needed to show up and at least get started. So I made a contract with myself. I said, no matter what, and I committed to this, no matter what, I must show up for at least 15 minutes of my workout. Now, these were 30-minute workouts. I know I wanted to do an hour, right? But I'm like, I need to do this. And this was every single day for like 6 days a week. So for me, that was just blowing my mind that I had to show up that regularly. But once again, I've got a reason why. I want to lose the weight, want to get in shape. There's things I want to accomplish in life. I see the course that I'm on. So getting started, I said I'm committing to at least 15 minutes. That means that includes the warm-up and getting started a little bit. At the 15-minute mark, call it a day. All done. I get to put an X on the calendar. That was my tracking sheet. It wasn't keeping track of the reps, the anything. It was just X on the calendar. I showed up. That was it. So I was really keeping it simple. Trainer right there in my home gym, which was my corner of my bedroom. At least 15 minutes every day, those 6 days a week. And following the fitness plan that you're doing, at the 15-minute mark, you're done. And you know what ended up happening? Every single time that I was committing to those 15 minutes, I get to the 15-minute mark, figuring I'm going to check out, and I'd finish the rest of the workout. It'd be like, well, now I'm already here. But it was just that little mindset shift, that little behavior shift, that little habit shift that made the biggest difference for me. The biggest tipping point was 15 minutes. It was getting started, getting in motion. And once I was in motion, I just stayed in motion. I finished it, and I'm like, well, that was weird. How did I do that? Now, the next day, maybe I should skip the 15 minutes because I just did 2 15-minute ones. I caught myself again. Oh, you're trying to negotiate with yourself to get off the hook. No, your commitment is no matter what, 15 minutes. Did the next 15 minutes, the next 15 minutes. Now, my goal, get at least 90 days straight was the deal. Now, almost every time for the past 23 years, that 15-minute thing, I think there's only been maybe 5 times where I didn't complete the workout. I checked out at the 15-minute mark. Maybe I had a headache. Maybe I was feeling off. Maybe I had a big to-do list, whatever it was. But almost every time it was just getting into motion, getting the movement going, still trying to negotiate myself out of it, even if the workout wasn't super intense. And I'd keep going. I'd finish the workout. So I ask you, what is the thing that, and you can apply this to other things. What's the thing that you're avoiding? But you want to accomplish it. You say you've got a desire. It's a goal that you want to go after. What is that thing? And if there's a deep desire to do it and you find yourself in this negotiating, when I feel like it sort of thing, whatever, just commit to what's 15 minutes toward that next step. What's that 15 minutes of just starting? At the end of the 15-minute mark, call it a day. But what you're gonna find happening is once you get to that 15-minute mark and you get into motion, you'll probably do longer. You'll do more. You'll commit to a little bit. You just need to get in the habit of starting and getting going, because you've gotten into the habit of putting it off, procrastinating, giving your power away to external circumstances, all that stuff. What if you didn't do that anymore? What if you said, you know what, I'm going to chip away at this thing? But the thing is, you'll probably chip away at it with bigger chunks just by getting started. That's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for tuning into this podcast. You absolutely rock, my friend. I really, really appreciate you tuning in. And just know, and I want to say, you've got this, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, drop your favorite comment down or favorite takeaway down in the comments. I promise I will reply. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear, what's going on. I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day, I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff, and we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.